Brian, I have a bat question for you for today. So,
Let's do it.
Brian,
Yes, sir.
you get one song to explain the entire 1980s to someone who wasn't there. What song are you playing? Listen to my cassette deck. Listen to my Walkman. Listen to this jam. This was the 1980s. What song is that?
Oh, Billy Joel, we didn't start the fire. That just knocks out the whole deal. This knocks out the entire deal, right?
no,
That's
no, no
yeah.
thought process. Like,
No, it's right there. The minute you hit, I'm like, part of me goes, okay, I need something that's kind of got a is dramatic. It needs to be a longer song. And so my head first went to Queen. Then I thought, well, what really talks about all the detail? And I got, it's got to be Billy Joel. We didn't start the fire. Absolutely, 100%. After that, it would be we didn't video killed the radio star, but no,
yeah.
it's 100% is Billy Joel. We didn't start the fire. That almost made my list, but I got another list that it didn't include it. But yes, that is going to be my bad answer for the week, my friend.
Love it. Okay, and that is exactly the kind of nonsense that we're here for. The bat signal is lit.
Boom.
So let's see what the hell the multiverse is talking about this week. I'm the self-proclaimed Emperor of Awesome, the B-Rad one himself, Bradley Butin, and joining me, as always, is my tag team partner, Brian S. Dennis, the man who is the unverified twin of Rick Astley in his unwillingness to give you up. The unverified twin of Sir Mix-a-Lot in his appreciation for proportions. The unverified twin of one John Bon Jovi in always being halfway there. And yes, the unverified twin of Shamar Moore in the nipples. And together, we are your reigning podcast tag team champions of the multiverse. How's it going, buddy?
As always, sir, it is going fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining us for this week's podcast. As Bradley Butin said, if you ain't got no buns, I don't want none, son. And my name is Brian S. Dennis. Well, this week, the S stands for Jammy Jams, because that's what we're going to talk about this week. I am so hyped because this is going to be a little bit of a departure for us. We're doing our first ever music-oriented show. So this week, we're going to dedicate the time in the pod to not talking about movies, not talking about comics, not talking about who is the absolute best Catwoman, Anne Hathaway, if you take out take out there. Okay, fine.
The Pfeiffer, I mean, like,
Bradley, who's the greatest living Catwoman / Selena Kyle? So we're gonna take Eartha out, R.I.P. or R.I. or rest in. And who's now we'll never do that again. Who would you give it to?
So I'm going to talk a little bit more about Anne Hathaway in just a minute. But
as am I.
Dude,
yes.
Like, as bad as that Catwoman movie was,
yes,
Halle Berry was a pretty good Catwoman.
She pulled off the outfit. The movie was
really
horrible.
It wasn't very, it was very, very dated for sure.
Yes.
But then you got Michelle Pfeiffer in there as well. But yeah, I think you got to go with Anne Hathaway. She
half a slay. And back to that Halle Berry movie. You know a movie's bad when you enjoy it better when it's on mute. Just saying.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right, my buddy. All right, buddy. Let's get to it.
All right, dude. Let's go ahead and get into the signal scan. This so we got a couple of different categories. We're just going to talk about what we're watching, what we're listening to, what we're reading, and then we'll take a little bit of extra time for the WWE because we like the wrestling.
We do want to wrestle, sir.
Absolutely. All right,
yes, sir.
Brian, you read any comics in the last week?
Not really. Been super busy end of the summer semester, so been dealing with my students and working on things. I will get caught up here in the next week or so. No major comics. However, I did have some movies and shows that we just chat about. The shows are my standard love that are just going really well. Yeah. X-Men 97 continues to be great. And yes. And Ted Lasso season 4. So the first episode of season 1, I don't know if you had a chance to watch it yet.
I did.
So first episode is really about Ted Lasso away from the pitch, and then the second episode is really as he returns to the world of coaching, what that's like, and it's going to be interesting. You have some returning members, but definitely a whole new cast of players and what that looks like. But I gotta say that the new female assistant coach, Coach Chilton, I think she might steal the show for me. I'm actually digging her character quite a bit, sir.
You know what? 100%, man. Ted Lasso. So season 3 was a hot mess. I did not like season 3.
Okay.
It just, dude, I felt like a departure of what Ted Lasso was for season 1 and season 2. I think it went way political, way off the deep end, and I'm like, dude, like I want the positivity. Give me back that, and this is a great restart, man. Like,
yeah.
And it just proves that you could get the same points across and do it in a really good, easy way, and put smiles on everybody's face, because like you can't watch season 4 episode 1 and not have a smile on your face. Same way see episode 2.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love his mom's character. I was so glad that the therapist didn't come back. I'm like, okay. Yeah. And of course now we want to see what's going to happen between, and these are all spoilers, what's going to happen between Jamie and Keely with that, and so and that's going to bridge into one of my moves of the week. So we can talk about House at the End of the Street. I think that's probably what you want to talk about as well.
Yep.
But I caught up on a movie on streaming, and it's on Disney/Hulu that I didn't watch it in the theater. I watched it this weekend streaming, and I love it. And it also features Juno Temple, who plays Keely in Ted Lasso. Brad, have you seen Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die?
I have not, man. What's it streaming on now?
If you have Hulu, so I have the Hulu Disney Plus package, so I can't tell if it's Hulu or Disney Plus, but if you have those two bundled together, you definitely can watch it. It is a very unique way of talking about some things we've talked about a lot. It definitely mixes several different genres. And it's one of those movies that starts off really quirky. And once it gets to the actual third act, where it has a conclusion, it has a really wonderful conclusion. But you and I watch a lot of sci-fi movies, so sometimes we can know what's going to happen. Yeah. It did the proper amount of pulling some surprises out of the back pocket where I go, oh, so even the parts of it, I will say, the parts I go, this is kind of weird. They do a great job of tying everything together from my perspective at the end of it. So it is a great watch, a great rewatch, fantastic cast, and talks about a lot of things that are going on in our world that you go, okay.
Things that make you go,
The one thing that I will say as my very slight negative about it is Sam Rockwell plays the main character. We do not get any Sam Rockwell dancing. I was a little sad about that. Man, I was a little sad about that.
So it came out in the theaters at the wrong time. It should have been a winter release, or like a week where nothing else was coming on, and probably would have done really good. I have not seen it, but every person that I talked to that saw it was like, this is one of the best movies of the year.
It's a great way of showing how you can do, in a world where the MCU and DCEU, we have these really big budget sci-fi movies. This shows you how you can do a quality sci-fi movie on a budget. On a budget. So, I mean, it has definitely some special effects in it, but it also it's as realistic. Pardon me. It's as real. Pardon me again. It's realistic. The application of a lot of the things we talk about, which on one hand is very interesting, but also is also trouble, because you realize we're not as far from some of these things actually occurring as we like to think. But again, just an overall really great movie.
Oh, definitely, I'll check it out. So my comic that I read for the week was Batman issue number 12. This is Verity. So this is the introduction to Verity Pennyworth, the great grandniece of Alfred Pennyworth.
Yes.
And she comes from this group of people that are designed to help out the superheroes, right?
Okay.
I forget, it's like the Midnight Suns or something like that. I House of something other, and it escapes my brain. If you want to know, I did a review on it. It'll be out in a day or two for the Gotham Files, for Bat Signals presents the Gotham Files. Dude, the art's awesome. And, you know, when you just hear it, okay, cool, they're going to go Alicia Silverstone, blah, 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 blah. But the way that they bring in Verity into the comics, into this world, I like it. She showed her worth right away, and it worked. I didn't feel forced or anything like that. It was really good. Absolute Batman, new issue of that came out as well. Introduction to Clayface, the Clayface version. Yes. Absolute Clayface is out now. Super cool.
That film is going to be amazing, by the way.
Yeah.
The trailers I've seen for the Clayface movie. And by the way, I checked out this Society of the Midnight Key
that's where
they come from. Yes. Regarding Verity Pennyworth.
Yeah. And man, like I couldn't help but reading the comic and being like, oh, dude, Dick Grayson is in so much trouble. Oh, man. We're going to have, but then it's like, would they ever put her with a Robin? Like, look, but would it be Dick? Because he's already with, you know, you got the Bats and you got Starfire.
Yeah.
Give Jason Todd a bone.
Jason needs one. Jason's long overdue. Jason's long overdue, right?
I mean, Tim's gay. And he's got a boyfriend. Right. So, like, he's out of the picture. And I guess maybe they go that route and they give her Stephanie. But wait, Stephanie is not a Robin now. I think she's something else. No,
okay.
But anyway, like, easy retcon. Is she going to be put with somebody in the Batman?
Right. But I love the fact that with the Verity character, you're building on so much of the Batman support staff, if you want to look at it that way. Like, you know, we all know Bruce is Batman, but knowing like for Batman to be all things that Batman is, there needs to be a network. We talked about this, I think, at last week's pod is the amount of people who must know some inside information, whether they know Batman is Bruce Wayne or not, or they just know then there's something additional there. That has to be, if we were to bring it to the real world, that has to be a larger network than, let's say, Superman, right? So these are just different pieces of that. And I looked at the Society of the Midnight Key is actually called the Batman Continuity of Care. I love that. It's to basically make sure that Batman can be Batman. So there is a comic,
and I have it, but it's about a guy who finds out the identity of Batman, and he tries to sell it to Two-Face and all the big bad villains, and none of them are like, no, you shut up. You do not say this, because if the world knows that Batman is Bruce Wayne, then there is no Bruce Wayne. He's always Batman.
Yes.
Bruce Wayne keeps him from being Batman all the time, you know?
Yes. One of my favorite lines from Batman Beyond is when I forget the name of the villain from the episode, but basically there's trying to convince Bruce Wayne that he's insane. And the way that he is convinced that the voices are not hallucinations, he goes twofold. He goes, number one, I know I'm not insane. And then Terry goes, okay, what's more than that? He goes, the voices called me Bruce. And he goes, that's not what I call myself. And I go, of course, Bruce Wayne is the mask. Batman is who he is. He is Batman. Bruce Wayne is the costume identity. Absolutely.
So in this issue of Batman, Bruce or Batman, they say when he's talking to Verity, and he says that he is the final criminal that he's going to put down.
I like that. And
I was like, whoa, that is so deep. And we could have a whole podcast on that alone. It was awesome. Yeah.
Remember, you either live long enough to die a hero, or to see yourself become the villain.
Brian, did you get a chance to see End of Oak Street?
Yes.
Dude, okay. I loved this movie. It definitely had its place in the Spielbergian, early 80s, 90s.
Thank you.
Dude, like, that's what it felt like for me.
I was hoping you say that because truthfully, this is the vibe that I thought Disclosure Day was going to give me. Like everything from the kid in bed with the Superman blanket to the parents who are trying to, all spoilers from this point forward.
100%, yeah.
Parents trying to maintain a marriage. It's set in the early 80s. The dog barking, the way that the lights are the lights are so Third Encounter. Close Encounter, Third Encounter. By the way, PJ Byrne, who plays the neighbor, always plays such a good just prick. Yeah. Like he like even in the Rainmaker, he's still a good guy. Yeah, he's still a jerk.
Is there a season 2 coming out of that?
I have not heard. That means I'll look it up as we do.
Because season one was phenomenal.
So good. Season 1 was so good. But yeah, he was just great. And so 2 thoughts on it, and then I'll give you back your time. Is number 1, it gave me all the vibes that I thought Disclosure Day would do, and I thought about. This might be the best Jurassic Park movie I've ever seen. Like,
at least in recent years.
Yes. Like, okay, at least without Sam Neill, R.I.P. But truthfully, though you haven't seen it, it's definitely worth the watch. Yeah. And the other thing of it is, 1982 fashion for women was so much better than 1982 fashion for men. Ewan McGregor, we salute you for wearing those shorts, man. Yes, like
and you definitely had the high ground.
There's one part where the son asks him, "What do we do now?" He goes, "I don't know. I almost went use the force." Like it was just like, yeah.
Okay, this is a big spoiler. I gotta say this right here. When the T-Rex bites off his freaking leg, I was like, now you know how it feels.
100%.
Now 100%. You know how it feels.
I had a similar thought, like somewhere Anakin is laughing his ass off. Right, like, there you go.
Speaking of Anakin, dude, they released a trailer for Ahsoka season 2. Did you see it?
Did not. Okay, we'll check that out.
We'll check that out later, dude. I think Star Wars is back, man. I really do. Okay. I think Ahsoka's gonna be good. Dude, Starfighter looks great. Okay,
Starfighter looks amazing. Starfighter looks amazing. Yes.
Did you watch the first 3 episodes of Reacher?
Not yet. Okay.
All right, man. Like, there's a lot of good TV. Like, I mean, I'm a Big Brother fan. Yep. But you know what? Like, there's so whatever. It's fine. X-Men 97 season 2 finale. So good. My heart hurts a little bit for Kurt.
Yes. But so
good.
He would be within the X-Men. Would you put him B list or C list within the just how he's presented? Would he a B team or a C team?
I would say B team.
Okay. So they gave him a fantastic spoiler. A fantastic arc this entire season. I love the fact they've leaned in to his faith, especially by the fact he is literally a demon. Yeah. I love that this season 2 really spent. They could have just called this the Creed family tree, like they do, or Mystique family tree, because 3 of her kids were in the show as significant parts. By the way, your cameo's coming up behind you.
Oh yeah, hey kiddo. Cookies. One of the only good parts about the fair. We'll get into that here in a minute. Is the bucket of cookies?
Yes.
The bucket of fries. Oh, okay.
She's gonna take it from you.
All right. Well,
they're almost gone.
Did you say the bucket of cookies are almost gone?
Yeah.
Didn't you get those yesterday?
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure you got them yesterday.
We did get them yesterday.
Okay, so has your dad gotten any of them other than one he's eating now?
He ate like a lot of them when we first got them. And
okay. He's admitting that it happened. Okay, I feel better now.
They're really salty, and I love salt.
Okay, all right. So how are you doing today, Princess Leia?
I'm doing good. Give them some ASMR.
Oh, okay. All right.
Nice.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, but take this away from me. Doesn't really go good beer.
You only ate 2.
I had 3.
Other than the cookies, how was the fair? Okay, fair.
I got my bucket of fries and we got pictures taken.
I've never had the bucket of fries because I want a trough of fries. I want like the big thing that the animals drink out of, full of fries. I want it clean and full of fries. That's what I want.
More
Okay.
fries.
All right. What's your go-to? Before we get this back over to your dad, what's your go-to if you went to the fair? You gotta have food from the fair. Like, what's your go-to thing in the fair?
The bucket of fries.
The bucket of fries. All right. Cool. Not fried butter, not funnel cake, not a corn dog. Okay,
His
the bucket
is
of
a
fries.
foot-long corn dog. Mine is a bucket of fries.
Okay. All right. Well, your dad, I've heard, has been called the foot-long corn dog before, so we'll go with that. All right. Well, he looks he's ready to get back on the pod, so give me a hug. Bye-bye.
Ooh, but first, we got
Yes.
a new kitty.
What's your kitty's name?
Charlie.
Darth Charlie.
Darth
Charlie. There you go.
He's still sleeping on this guy's marble blanket.
Nice.
He has been for like 3 hours. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten up and played.
So since his name is Darth Charlie, that means his name is actually Father Charlie.
Yeah, he was. This guy called him Darth C, but then it started sounding like Darcy. So then he's Darth Charlie.
I like it. Is he black?
Yes.
Nice. They do make, I've seen these, they do make the little Sith helmets for
Yeah.
pets. So you can get one of them. They make Batman masks and they make the little helmets as well for cats. So that might have to
Yeah.
be under the tree for you for holidays.
And we went back to school shopping today.
Okay. Anything cool?
School supplies.
That could be cool. Cool. All right.
By the
Well.
way, we forgot eggs. We're all out. And I want some for breakfast tomorrow.
Ya de huevos. Oh no.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. All
I
right.
think I had 5 eggs for brekkie today.
Youch. That's a lot of protein, kid. That's a lot of protein.
Protein! I had hard-boiled eggs.
Okay. Wow. That's gonna be some gas later. Okay. All right. Well, we'll run and let you get safe from the protein. So give your dad back his headphones and give me her bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, princess.
You may take these back now, I guess.
All right.
Hold on. Your headphones are weird.
Okay.
Don't break them. All right. I don't know if you probably couldn't hear me go this, but I was going, don't break them when she was messing with your headphones.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, they work. They work.
Okay. By the way, I shared to your daughter that your nickname in the streets is the foot-long corn dog. All right, sir.
You know what? I'll take it. I will definitely take
The
it.
streets are talking, man.
The streets are talking.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. I think let's talk some wrestling.
Yes, sir. All right. This is going to be a brief one to wrestle today because there's not a whole lot going on as they're building to the next big event, which is going to be the Money in the Bank match. I'm sure we'll start seeing those qualifying matches over the next few weeks. But a couple things for us. Going to get a quick overview of what's going on. Then I got some questions for you. SmackDown was really the show that has some major changes, which is we saw there were 3 title matches that led to 2 title changes. We saw the United States Women's Championship going from Tiffany Stratton to JC Jane. I really like that. I think it's going to lead to Tiffany probably turning heel against Chelsea. I think Tiffany's lost a little bit as a babyface. She went from being a really cool world champion. Now she's this kind of just mid-level, and depending on how long Rhea's out with the knee injury, that could be a good feud for Chelsea. That gets Tiffany back as a heel. And personally, I think you want to talk about what would be a better match. As much as I do adore Chelsea Green, I think we can see a more competitive match if Tiffany is who Rhea faces upon her return versus Chelsea. All right. Then we saw the tag team titles. This has been all over social media. Was this the last hurrah for R-Truth having gold as he and Damian Priest lost the tag belts to the MFT with Haku as their manager? If it is, thank you, R-Truth. And Bradley, is R-Truth a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, 100%. There's no way he can't be.
All right. Who inducts him?
John Cena.
Of course, his boyhood idol, right? His childhood idol.
His
Okay.
childhood idol. Yeah.
All right. So now here are the questions I got for you. Now, there's a current Luchador tournament going on to see who will face Roman Reigns. As of we're recording, here are the folks that are still in the match. It's still in the tournament. Penta, Psycho Clown, La Parka, Dragon Lee, El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., So the son of Dr. Wagner Jr., Ray Phoenix, and El Fiscal. Of those that I just mentioned, who do you think is most likely to face Roman Reigns?
It's going to get down to two, and that two is going to be Penta and Ray Phoenix, and
Absolutely.
they're going to have to fight it out.
Yep.
The brothers are going to have to fight it out, and I am a reformed Penta fan.
Yes.
And so I would prefer Penta go against Roman.
I do as well. Same, they're going to come to the brothers, to the Lucha Brothers, literally. And Penta wins that match. It'll be a great match to get Ray Phoenix more time in the spotlight.
Yep,
but we'll
they need to get him over.
Yeah, but we'll see Penta versus Roman. Then I'm going to skip a couple questions, come back to them. Coming up on this coming week SmackDown, which is going to be in Toronto, Kevin Owens will face CM Punk for the Undisputed Championship. We're going to do a real quick head and heart pick. So, Punk versus KO. And I know how much you love Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Head-wise, who do you want to see win, Punk or Kevin Owens?
Head-wise, I think Kevin Owens is going to win.
Okay. And then heart-wise, who do you...
Punk.
Okay. So, head-wise is Owens, heart-wise is Punk. We are actually flipped. Head-wise, I think Punk's going to retain. Heart, I want to see Kevin Owens win, especially in Toronto, and see where that leads us. Punk is great. Punk doesn't need a world championship. And I also think if he loses it, he'll have it back for some bigger pay-per-views later in the year.
Yeah.
And now, my last two questions regarding a couple factions we've got going on. One is the Judgment Day. One is the Bloodline. So, first off, we saw Jey Uso on Monday defeat Solo Sikoa. That means, at least as of this point, Solo Sikoa should join the Bloodline on Monday. That means the Bloodline is pretty bloated. You've got Roman, both Usos, Jacob Fatu, and now Solo Sikoa. If one of those people was to leave the Bloodline, who should it be?
Jacob Fatu.
Okay. And then on the other side...
And Jacob Fatu doesn't want to be there anyway.
Correct.
Solo does not, and I this is going to be ruse. I don't think that Solo is going to really do it.
Something's going to happen on Monday. It won't just be him signing, and he's actually getting over as a babyface, which I like him. I'm just like, where was this? So yeah,
his promos are so freaking good.
They are. Well, and did you see the one? Because Jey Uso's new line is he goes warning shot, blow, and I know you saw what he did on Monday. Where and then his return, he went pew pew, which was great.
Yeah,
which was great. That is such big brother little brother chemistry that works out so well on screen. Yeah. And then the last question I have is regarding the Judgment Day. So currently, the Judgment Day consists of the women's champion Liv Morgan, the women's Intercontinental champion, and Raquel Rodriguez. We also have Roxanne Perez. Then you've got Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonough. Over time, we've seen Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley all leave the Judgment Day. So some would say this is maybe outside of Liv and Dom, the weakest version of the Judgment Day. Who could join the Judgment Day and make them stronger?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't think they need any more strength on the women's side.
Correct. I agree with you.
Because Liv's there, Raquel's there.
Yep.
Liv's
and
got
Roxanne is really good. Somebody's got to be third person on the totem pole. Yep.
So we need a guy, and I think, man, that is a. I
even scanned the rosters trying to find someone who's gimmick already. We talked about this previously. That we both at times said either Aleister Black.
Gone. Yeah.
Who's gone, as is Karrion Kross.
Yeah.
I felt either one of them would have filled the role that
Kross
Edge
could have ran with it.
Kross, especially he would have brought in his wife as a valet. It'd have been fantastic. And they're going to play it on with that. What about this? Again, now that the tag titles are off of Truth and Damian Priest, what about DP going back to the Judgment Day?
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Because
unfortunately, it's not worked out for him. I mean, he's done really cool backstage skits with him and R-Truth, but he's not. I mean, this guy is a former world champion.
Yeah.
And he's not even in the U.S. title picture at this moment.
Yeah.
So maybe you bring him back as a heel. He's really good as both babyface and heel. He plays both roles really well. But if you brought him back in the Judgment Day, outside of Dom, honestly, The Judgment Game gets a decent amount of cheers. They really do. Dominic's the only one that consistently gets booed, which is really hard today. So I love that he does that. But maybe Damian Priest coming back might be something they do in the upcoming weeks. All right, my friend. Well, that is my quick overview of Wanna Wrestle, my friend.
All right, 1 second. I need to holler at Leia really quick. I think the doggy wanted to go potty, so
Gotcha. And not on your mic.
Can you take Ollie potty? Thank you. All right. All right. Well, follow Bat Signals from the Multiverse wherever you get your podcasts and join the conversation each week as we celebrate comics, movies, TV, gaming, and everything that lights up the Bat Signal. Apparently, I am not ready for the day. Here we go. Welcome back to Bat Signals from the Multiverse. If you're joining us after this week's Signal Scan, thanks for coming back. If you're just finding us today, welcome aboard. And if you're watching live, you might be a little confused. Now, let's answer this week's signal. So here's what's going on now. We doing the live show, and then we kind of split things up into two because half of our show is kind of about one thing. The other half was kind of about the other thing. So we kind of just made it two shows, putting up there and twice. If you're here for the live show, we appreciate you for the comments, folks. All that kind of fun stuff. This is where our fun comes in. All right. We're going to start off with the Mount Nerdmore. Brian S. Dennis.
Yes, sir.
Why don't you introduce this week's Mount Nerdmore and maybe a little bit about why we picked it? And Absolutely. We'll talk about it before, because this is kind of a big one. And we want to try to do more of these as well. Give us a little bit of pretense.
Well, first off, understand the history of the podcast. So Brad and I are friends. We've worked together. And, we just find that we have a lot of things in common. So the pod gives us an excuse to talk about things that we love and just to bounce things back and forth. With that being said, if you've listened to us for any period of time, we love movies. We love all the weird, great television shows. We love comics. We can talk about anything and everything, but we also are really strong music lovers. We also are really close in age bracket. And with that being said, we decided we're going to do some Jammy Jam reviews, which is really us trying to think of what are some of the best songs, music, albums, what have you. You're going to see more of this in our content. And we thought about what better way to start off when we try and fill our Mount Nerdmore for, in our humble opinions, but lock it in stone, the best songs, the most generational songs of the 80s and 90s. So catch that Gen X, Millennial, Zennial, if you will, time frame. So Brad's got his list. I've got my list. We're going to chop it up. And at the end of the day, we're going to talk with our top 4 songs from the 80s and 90s that are going to make our Mount Nerdmore of generational music.
Yep. When you break it all down, it's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. 20 years of music.
This was tough. Yeah. This was real tough.
Man, 20 years of music. 4 spots.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so much of this, I don't know about you, Brad, but so much of what led my list was where I was when I heard a song, when it hit, my life in that moment, all those things. And also the songs that when I pull out my phone, if I just do a quick scroll and I look at the song that I listen to the most, and I kind of I cheat a little bit. I had my phone make a playlist on the most listened to songs. I go, you know what? That made up a good chunk of my list, because that shows you what music I really like. It also goes a bit across a lot of the spectrum. So as we talk about this, we can get more into it. But bro, I can't wait to chop it up with you, man. Let's get into it.
Yeah, I mean, so like when I took generational songs of the 80s and 90s as those songs that you don't skip, those songs that you
100%.
gotta listen to.
Yes.
When you hear it in the middle, you start it over, right?
Yes.
When we broke it down that way, we have 4 spots. So I think, and hear me out here on this one, just your thoughts. Do we do a country, a rock, a R&B, and a rap, or hip hop and rap? I feel like that's probably the most fair, I think, for this.
Again, we don't discuss our list, but off screen, I have my list, and then outside of my list, I have a slot for pop, rock. You can put hip hop / R&B, and then country. So 100%. So I figured we'd all probably speak a bit about this and see what kind of lands there. So
all right, where should we start?
All right,
country?
Well, I'm actually going to give you, as I want to start off with a song that I feel is in a rock category, just because I feel this intro was so iconic. And again, you talk about the songs that make you stop. If you're pulling up to go to the grocery store, to go into work, you got to get out of your car. If my radio is on or I've got my phone playing music and I hear the intro to the song, I got to hear the entirety of the song before I do anything else. So I think this song has one of the strongest beginnings, which is a rock song. Mm-hmm. It's by Guns N' Roses or GNR, if you really know. Sweet Child of Mine.
So, like, I was actually thinking Welcome to the Jungle because it's the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the Jungle and Sweet Child of Mine. But, like, yeah, that's where that's my rock, right? It's like, like I was thinking it has to either be Guns N' Roses or Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Yes. And, by the way, Smells Like Teen Spirit is also on my list. So let's go into GNR then. Okay, so Appetite for Destruction, great album, also was pretty much it. Yeah. Everybody was waiting for something else from them that never really, for some reason, Axl Rose became a redheaded Jabba the Hutt. We don't know what happened there. Yeah. But you could definitely argue Sweet Child of Mine, because I think it's a stronger song. Mm-hmm. However, Welcome to the Jungle is a bigger hit. Mm-hmm. There's no comparison. And both of them have that great guitar intro that, again, when you hear it, Sweet Child of Mine actually was late getting to Sweet, but Sweet Child of Mine for me, personal preference. But I think you definitely argue Welcome to the Jungle. The other thing of it is, we both mentioned Nirvana, and I'm assuming you mean Smells Like Teen Spirit. Yeah. Again, that intro. Yeah. So you've got either, and I'll even give you Welcome to the Jungle as probably being that seminal rock song from the 80s. Then you've got Smells Like Teen Spirit, that seminal rock song from the 90s. Yeah. But also, rock really existed before Guns N' Roses exists afterwards. Mm-hmm. Grunge was given birth by Smells Like Teen Spirit. Yes, there's lots of grunge artists. Yeah. But I think if we just said, pick the best rock song, there's going to be a lot of different ones out there, right? But if you go pick the greatest grunge song, I think the overwhelming majority of folks are going to go Nirvana, Smell Like Teen Spirit. Yeah. And I don't know about you, but I first saw the album. For that, I was in band class, and his name's Craig Thomas. Craig Thomas had gotten the actual CD, and we're passing it around. If you're not familiar with the cover for that album, just Google it. And all those things, but the music was fantastic. So I think we can pencil in Nirvana, Smell Like Teen Spirit into the rock category. Actually, after talking through it, I think it's more of a case for Guns N' Roses, Welcome to the Jungle, or Sweet Child of Mine. Okay. Just because Smells Like Teen Spirit
killed hair metal. It killed that hard rock party vibe. However, overall, Sweet Child of Mine is a better song. It's a like people who love country, people who love it's a more overall. I think it's more of a generational song. And I'm going to agree with. I think "Sweet Child of Mine" deserves it over "Welcome to the Jungle." And
I love it.
Smells Like Teen Spirit, man. So like,
well, here's the also thing. So as great of a listening to song as "Smells Like Teen Spirit" is, someone give me the lyrics.
And there's that too.
You can't. I mean, we all. It's a mumble song. I call those mumble songs. Like the rhythm. My libido, and then the rest of it you just mumble through, right? So
you just bang your head.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do.
But again, and that picture of Dave Grohl with the long hair. Matter of fact, that guy became the he was frontman for the Foo Fighters. That by itself. All right, cool beans. So we got "Sweet Child of Mine."
Is there anything else in rock that you want to throw? Because I want to, before we cement a rock, I do want to bring up Journey and "Don't Stop Believing."
Is that rock or pop though? Is that rock or pop?
Ooh, I guess it could be pop. It could be pop rock.
Yeah, because to me, rock has a rebelliousness to it. Rock has a rebelliousness to it.
True.
Pop has we just want all mass appeal, and that's not negative on it. It's just So for me, Journey definitely is worth some discussion. But I would say Journey to me falls more into. Well, it's called pop because of popularity, right? So I would say that really most mainstream music. You're never gonna worry about someone calling to the radio station complaining you're playing that song. So that's why I say Journey to me is more pop, but definitely there's a few songs from the Journey catalog that can go there.
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, like in Queen,
Queen
I was going
I got
like
some
Queen
in here.
pop or Queen rock as well, man. So there's a lot of bands like that, and you got Fleetwood Mac. I mean, there's so much there. Okay.
Are you saying that we don't want to stop believing?
Don't stop believing.
Yeah.
Don't stop believing, my friend. I think for right now, we can even come back before we cement the things.
We definitely will.
The rock category.
Yep.
Guns N' Roses, "Sweet Child of Mine." And since we're there, should we do pop rock or should we do pop?
Let's do pop. So I got a couple in my head for pop because again, to me, they're similar songs. Again, one of these, if I I love this song not for the beginning, but for the middle. And again, for those of us that grew up in the 80s and 90s, this was really the first song that I can think about that was everywhere. It was on the radio. It was on television. It was in commercials. It's been in movies as recently as The Hangover. Phil Collins, "In the Air Tonight."
Okay, so we are 100% on board of that because that is exactly where I was saying Phil Collins.
Everybody learned air drums based on that. Yes, 100%. Yes.
Is there anything else? I mean, that we want to talk about for pop, or is that good for now?
Well, here's a song that I wasn't sure if I wanted to drop it in the rock or the hip hop category, but because there's really this argument for both sides of this.
Yeah, I know.
Walk This Way by Aerosmith and Run DMC.
Yeah. I was like to me, I was like, is that? I honestly feel like the song did more for hip hop than it did rock.
As a kid who listened to far more hip hop as a kid than I did rock, I remember sitting literally at my next door neighbor's house watching MTV when they still play music videos, and seeing "Walk This Way," and there's definitely two versions. There's "Walk This Way" that's really more rock, and then "Walk This Way" that we all know and love. Yeah. And I remember thinking, who are these skinny white dudes with Run DMC? I had no idea who Aerosmith was. Yeah. However, when I went to school...
So you didn't want to miss a thing?
But then when I went to school, I had classmates who go, who those dudes in the Adidas outfits with Aerosmith? I'm like, so that became like, all right, we need to come together now.
And here we are.
Yeah, so both Kid Rock and Fred Durst have stated that this song for them made them want to blend rock and hip hop. It was just so much that this specific song gave way to, I think it was called new metal or rapcore or something like that. Korn, Run DMC, Kid Rock. Okay, whatever. So you got to give. I think it's some power that if a song not only straddles genres, but actually create a genre of straddle genre. I think there's a lot of power there. But yeah, Walk This Way was fantastic. It also then made me want to learn more about Aerosmith, and so then it took me down to Love in an Elevator, Janie's Got a Gun, all these things that came. Yes. And by the way, thank you, Steven Tyler, for giving us both literally Liv Tyler and figuratively Alicia Silverstone. So thank you very much for that.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, so but is that a pop? Is it I kind of feel that's a cheap move for rap and hip hop, rap and R&B.
Yeah,
I mean, because like with rap and R&B, I mean, you got Boys to Men. I mean,
my
brain went straight to Motown Philly, and the Mama Said Knock You Out is where my brain went to.
So I jumped in with two. So when it got to hip hop, I got more into the '90s. I got pretty much almost anything from Tupac and Biggie. Are definitely there. LL Cool, like you said, Mom Said Knock You Out. So there's a lot of songs that I think can go into that point. So I think
Ice Ice Baby.
No. Sometimes
are you under pressure right now?
Oh, dude. Okay. The fact that have you ever seen, I'm sure you have. You ever seen the thing he did on MTV News where he tried to argue that there was no connection between Bowie's Under Pressure and Ice Ice Baby? I'm like, it's the same beat. Yeah. It's the same beat. Dude, it's the same flipping beat. Like he tried a lot of mental gymnastics to get us there. Like, it's the same beat, dude. Okay. But yeah, okay. So hip hop and R&B is going to be tougher. Like I said, Boys to Men definitely fits in there. You got New Edition from back in the 80s of that. Bobby Brown.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So let's just go there. So I think while we don't have spots for artists,
he is the king of pop.
So that gets me to this. I have this thought. So when we talk about the pop, especially going 80s to 90s, and really when we look at the 80s, I feel there's three people that we mentioned 80s pop you have to mention, and just to think about, should one of their songs, this is so hard to do, should one of their songs land in? So when I think about 80s pop, obviously Michael Jackson, but I think you can definitely throw in Prince and Madonna.
Yeah.
If you just took, and then when you go to the 90s, now you're getting into, again, are we talking Britney Spears? Are we talking boy bands, which are like the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC? But do we, New Kids on the Block? I was watching Wahlburgers before I hopped on the pod, man. So, by the way, they still have the right stuff. Okay. So from pop, my head went to, again, for Michael Jackson, I was thinking Thriller, which is my personal. Rock With You and Thriller, my two favorite Michael Jackson songs. Purple Rain and When Doves Cry from Prince. Madonna. There's Material Girl. There's Papa Don't Preach, Like a Prayer. It was already my favorite Madonna song. Then Deadpool and Wolverine took it to a whole nother level. So thank you, fellas, for that. And you know that that was her idea, actually. That scene in the bus. When they came to her that they wanted permission from her, not just to pay the licensing fee, but actually get permission from her to integrate her music into Deadpool and Wolverine. And it was her idea of how to use Like a Prayer and how it was used in Deadpool and Wolverine. So that by itself was really cool. Yeah. So, all right.
So are we going back on pop from In the Air tonight to something else?
We got it's
Does Michael need to be on the Mount Nerdmore?
It's hard to think of how do you do if you're going to throw in the 80s. I don't think how you can have four slots and not have one of them go to Michael Jackson. That'd be really tough to do that.
I agree with you, man. I think we go back to pop and we say Thriller. Okay. Michael MJ's Thriller.
Also, not only was the song great, it was legendary to the video. Vincent Price with the voiceover, that dance. It was really the first time, again, music videos aren't as much of a thing, especially if you watch them on television. Most of us can stream the videos on YouTube anymore. But this was the first time that we saw a music video really take the idea of making it into a mini movie, and that was a lot of what he did with a lot of his music. So I'm perfectly fine. I think we're doing our due diligence and putting that. So right now we've got fairly much locked in Thriller under the pop song. We've got Sweet Child of Mine penciled in. Let's jump down on the rock. Let's jump to country. What are your thoughts on the country song?
I mean, to me, really, there's two songs.
Okay.
There's two songs that it could be.
Okay.
One, Friends in Low Places.
Yep.
Or two, Achy Breaky Heart.
Those are the two that are on my list. Those are the exact two. And I went back and forth on, first I thought Achy Breaky Heart. Then I thought Friends in Low Places. I actually had to perform Friends in Low Places at a pep rally when I was in school. So yeah, it's a longer story, but I basically lost a bet. I had to do Friends in Low Places. And for a long time, I knew every lyric of that. I think if you played it right now, it would all come back to me. I want to play.
It's all coming back to you?
Yes. Oh, stop. All right. That might come up later
in the name
as well.
of love.
Yeah, that might be a thing when you get to the game, bro. Okay, so I gotta say, I'm gonna say, both were super huge hits. But if you look at what makes you stop and listen, Achy Breaky Heart. I don't know if we know Achy Breaky Heart or associate Billy Ray Cyrus with that as much as him as he's the dad of Miley Cyrus, and he did a country song with Lil Nas X, right?
Yeah.
So I think if we go, and also I think at this point he is the greatest selling country artist of all time with Garth. But some of that, can you do pop without Michael Jackson? Can you do country in this time frame without Garth Brooks? I don't think you can.
Yeah.
So I think we got to go Friends in Low Places.
You know, I've seen Garth in concert twice, and he is one of the best performers ever. I mean, like the best concerts that I've ever seen. Number one, I got to give it to Bad Company, and number two is Garth Brooks.
All right,
Garth Brooks puts on such a good show. I'm for this as well. Yeah, Friends in Low Places.
Did they ever have a duet with Chris Gaines? Did they ever work out their beef?
You know, I think I think by now they probably should have.
Okay, all right.
You know, can you find that album anywhere?
I'm curious. There's got to be someplace.
I mean, I wonder, is it on Apple?
Hang on, I'm gonna check as well.
Right.
The album to me is less
it's not
less the album itself is okay. It was that horrible hairpiece he wore.
Oh God.
Like you could also I thought, like, why not just do a pop album as Garth Brooks?
Right.
Like he got so meta and so like he was loving himself so much that it just he cut his nose off to spite his face. He really got
and you're right. There's no need for it. He could have just been a Garth Brooks album that he self-produced.
Yes.
Man, so when both times that I saw him in concert, people started chanting Chris Gaines, and he was like, "No."
So, by the way, I use YouTube Music, and it pulls up Chris Gaines, and of course, it has the album cover, which is him with that horrendous
soul patch,
emo haircut and the soul patch.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So, I'm sorry. It is the Chris Gaines Greatest Hits full album. So, I don't know if I would ever put the words Greatest Hits along with Chris Gaines. But yeah. So, all right. So right now where we're sitting here, we've got some locked in, cemented in stone, if you will. Michael Jackson's Thriller for pop and Friends in Low Places, Garth Brooks and country. We've got Sweet Child of Mine penciled in rock. And right now we've discussed a few different hip hop songs, but we haven't locked one in yet.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, my friend?
Well, I mean, really, rap and hip hop in the 80s and 90s. I mean, Boyz II Men. Does it get better than Boyz II Men? I mean, like End of the Road or Motown Philly, man. I mean, like, and Motown Philly was kind of a little bit of everybody. I think that's kind of why I lean to Motown Philly more than End of the Road. but it just crossed all those genres. Everybody loved that song, so these generations.
Yes, it was a return to maybe some old school, more 60s style. It's got a long acapella performance. I mean, Boyz II Men as a whole was just probably in my head the greatest R&B group of all time. And if you want to go boy bands, they're right there as well. Right, that catalog, especially the first two or three albums, you've got End of the Road, I'll Make Love to You, Motown Philly, Seasons of Loneliness, Water Runs Dry, just so many great. I wore out. So their second album, Roman numeral 2, that had so many hits, and I love the album so much. I literally, and you probably remember this, when you could play a CD to the point that the laser leaves grooves so it skips. I wore that CD out. So that one and the first Fugees LP, The Score, my early days in college, that totally got there.
Mine was Bon Jovi. Bon Jovi Crossroads, their greatest hits.
Yes.
That one, dude, I think that was like on repeat because like every song that Bon Jovi did.
Are you saying you were going great. Out in a blaze of glory?
You know what? Like, that is such a good song.
It is.
I am so excited for Young Guns 3, and if John Bon Jovi doesn't have anything to do with it, man.
Yeah. Well, also, you got to give me. I want 11 in there somehow. Like, I really want her. I want her to just drop into her father-in-law's stuff. I just want her just to drop in.
There's got to be a way.
But yeah, and then you could call it Young Guns 3, even Stranger Things. Okay. Okay.
Stranger Things.
By the way, that also leads to this. Then, since you brought up Young Guns, remember, Young Guns is where we get the inspiration for the intro for Regulators.
Right. Oh, and Regulators. What, Nate Dogg?
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, like, it's one hit wonder. He didn't get any other.
No.
Doesn't matter.
In RIP to
doesn't
Warren,
matter.
Yeah, RIP to Nate Dogg as well. So, does Regulators go? Oh man. Okay. I like that. Yeah.
I mean, that is the song of the 90s. I mean, like that or OPP.
Okay, but how about this though? If we're gonna talk R&B,
yeah,
you got to talk Whitney Houston, which you also could throw in the pop.
Gosh, man, but got to talk Dre too.
Yes,
because he revolutionized the entire genre in the early 90s.
So what about if we throw in, and this leans far more R&B than hip hop, and again, you throw Whitney Houston definitely in the pop.
Yeah.
What about I Will Always Love You? That song was everywhere. Now, the only thing you could maybe talk about it was from a soundtrack.
Yeah.
Not from a Whitney, but Whitney had like 3 or 4 soundtracks that were just Whitney Houston, really. But and also think about it. I Will Always Love You, the original Dolly Parton track, was a hit.
Yeah.
And is a really good song. So to take something that is a hit, that is popular, change genres with it, completely revamp it, and make it, and I don't think I'm oversaying this, significantly better. Dolly Parton has said the Whitney Houston version is superior. Yeah. Whitney, and all love the Dolly Parton.
Oh yeah.
Vocally, Dolly Parton versus Whitney Houston, it's an unfair comparison.
Yeah, but those are separate genres too.
Yes. Now the Dolly Parton one is slower when she talks about the feeling for the person, so that hits you a little differently. Versus Whitney is just like the human voice can do that. So I almost want to throw in, if we're going to talk about R&B. I think there's several ones with Whitney, her entire catalog. But I think the song that she is most, again, R.I.P. to Whitney Houston, the song that she is most known for would be I Will Always Love You. And again, we skipped over, like you said, we mentioned New Edition earlier. Did the entire, pretty much anything Bobby Brown touched in the 90s was gold.
Yeah. Especially Whitney Houston.
Bobby, if you ever seen the reality show, Bobby, and remember, Bradley, crack is whack. All right. Then you die and they find crack in your system. Okay. Okay. So let's go.
Do you want to do Whitney Houston for?
Let's do it. Yeah. We're
You know
gonna
what,
change it to R&B / hip hop.
All right, I'm good at that, man. I'm good at that.
To that genre because they are very different genres. She also again would lead the hip hop world, but we're gonna go R&B and hip hop, and we're gonna go Whitney Houston. I Will Always Love You.
All right. So I guess let's revisit rock. After talking about it, after going through things, is there a better rock song? Because one band that we haven't talked about that is also everywhere that you will stop and you'll listen to and you're gonna get the horns up is AC/DC. Back in Black or Thunderstruck.
I was thinking Thunderstruck.
I was thinking is Thunderstruck. Is it more generational? Is it more iconic than Guns N' Roses' Sweet Child of Mine?
So we mentioned Queen earlier, and I was doing it. I was checking to see the year. We really want to focus on 80s and 90s. I would say outside of Another One Bites the Dust and We Will Rock You, I think the thing that we most think about with Queen, like Bohemian Rhapsody, Fat Bottom Girls, those were 70s songs. When you get to the other bands, Scorpions were really more 70s.
I mean, Wind to Change though came out in the 80s. I mean, it is a national anthem in Europe.
Thank you. I was gonna say because that was so impactful with the Berlin Wall coming down.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely, this is what my own bias is leaning with Sweet Child of Mine. But if you throw in, I think AC/DC goes in there as well. First off, AC/DC would have whipped Guns N' Roses' ass in a real street fight. Just Angus alone.
Angus actually ended up covering for the lead singer on tour for AC/DC.
True.
And finished the tour, which would have been a cool show to see. But
is there room for Van Halen in this?
Yes.
What about Jump?
Gosh.
What about Jump? Jump is such an 80s song.
It is an 80s song, but it's also one of the
acknowledge Van Hagar. Just telling you, I refuse to acknowledge Van Hagar as a thing. So.
You know what? I 100% agree with you. Van Halen, Jump is more iconic, more generational than Guns N' Roses' Sweet Child of Mine.
Let's do it.
All right, so Brian, why don't you set it in stone?
We got it locked in stone, ladies and gentlemen. So our generational songs of the 80s and 90s, feel free to disagree. In the pop category, we've got Thriller by Michael Jackson. In the rock category, we got Jump by Van Halen. In the R&B / hip hop category, that's a really broad group, but we're going to give I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston. And then country, Friends in Low Places by Garth. Never Call Me Chris Gaines Again, Brooks. All right, my friend. It's locked in stone, buddy.
All right, this is the way. But reach out if you would do something a little bit different or if we missed something. And there was a lot of songs that was released there, so it's highly plausible that we may have missed something.
Yes.
We've been wrong before. It happened on the second Tuesday of the week.
All right. I love it. All right, man. You ready to play some games?
Well, I'm ready for some games. Brian, if you don't mind, I want to do my gauntlet first.
Let's do it.
If that's all right with you.
Let's do it.
Brian, it's time for the gauntlet. Here's how it works. We've put together a list of contenders around tonight's theme. One by one, fate decides the matchups with a spinner. As Optimus Prime once said, one shall stand, one shall fall. The winner stays in the arena. The loser is eliminated, and we keep battling until there's one champion. All right, now this time, if we get a duplicate, it's just going to be a straight up spin again.
Okay.
All right. 1 out of 10, Brian. You tell me when to roll.
Roll, my friend.
Roll out.
And stop.
All right, and that is a 3, which is, are you down with OPP?
All right. And spin.
All right.
Stop.
Okay, well, OPP can't be against OPP, so spinning again.
Spinning again and stop.
All right, so this is OPP versus Achy Breaky Heart.
Both of those songs are earworms. When they get in your head, you just get over and over again. However, I would sing the lyrics out for OPP much more without shame than I would Achy Breaky Heart. OPP is who's winning that battle.
All right, man. Next. I'm spinning. Tell me what's up.
Plus, I can't vote for a song that the singer was rocking a mullet and unapologetically was rocking the greatest mullet of all time.
Right.
All right, let's stop the spinner.
5. Okay. Smells Like Teen Spirit
Yes, sir.
against
Spinning and stop.
Never Going to Give You Up.
Wow.
Smells Like Teen Spirit or Never Going to Give You. What is a better generational song in the opinion of Brian S. Dennis, where the S stands for no wrong answers?
I will say Smells Like Teen Spirit will get you to stop. However, Rick MFN Astley. Rick, don't bring it here, Astley. Brian Dennis, who's the unverified twin of Rick Astley with the red hair. Rick Ginger Jesus Astley is winning this battle, sir.
Absolutely. As he probably should. All right. And you know what? Nirvana just got rickrolled.
Nice. By the way, I remember they were talking about the songs that have been. I remember vividly being in the barbershop about to get my hair cut, and Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up came on the television, and my barber was like, wait, that's Rick Astley? my haircut suffered a quality because he was dealing with, that was not how I pictured it in my head. Like, that is fair. That is fair. Yeah. But Rick, if you're listening, and we know you are, we will never give you up, sir. All right. Next roll, sir.
All right. Spinning.
And stop.
All right. That would be a new spin.
Stop.
All right. Then 6 is Living on a Prayer.
Okay.
Living on a Prayer. And
stop.
Against Enter Sandman, the battle of the bands, Bon Jovi versus Metallica, which this could have easily have made.
Wow, we glossed over Metallica.
We glossed over Metallica, which means we didn't get there. Like, it doesn't.
Right. So I just worried that Lars is going to come after like they did LimeWire and Napster. Okay.
Yeah.
So again, it's Metallica versus. So it's Enter Sandman versus what was the other song?
Living on a Prayer.
Okay, I'm going to give it Living on a Prayer just because Metallica lost so much cool points with me during that whole video pirating thing. So, and given that John Bon Jovi and the Soul Cafe, absolutely, we're going with John Bon Jovi on this one.
All right. And we're spinning.
And stop.
All right. Brian, that is an 8, and that is Back in Black.
Okay.
Versus...
Stop.
Can't do Back in Black again.
Stop.
And a 5. Oops, that was Smells Like Teen Spirit. One more.
Stop.
2. Never Gonna Give You Up. Never Gonna Give You Up or Back in Black.
You know what? They're gonna get rickrolled. Give it to me. Rick Astley, 100%.
Rick Astley, all right.
Yes.
All right. Rick Astley is not Back in Black.
I just feel like Rick Astley would have like a full chess piece of Metallica. Like, I feel like Rick Astley is low-key like this really dark. Like, he is like, kind of like in Harry Potter, Snape is the half-blood prince. He's the heir of Slytherin, all the things. That's not Snape. That's Voldemort. I feel like the heir of Ozzy Osbourne is Rick Astley.
Oh, dude. I want this to be true so bad.
Yes, I want that to be like he is Ozzy's bastard, and to see him coming out. By the way, did you know that Pat Boone made a metal album?
What?
Google it. I swear to you, Pat Boone made a metal album, and the cover is Pat Boone wearing a black leather vest with far too much canola oil on his body, and it is legitimately I'm gonna look at it real quick. The track list, but the track listings are hardcore metal songs that Pat Boone just basically redoes. It is horrible and wonderful at the same time. So
Nice.
yeah, it is. Yeah, it's called "I'm in a Metal Mood." No more Mr. Nice Guy.
That I
with
okay. I
Pat
want to
Boone.
hear that.
And I got to go down just to the track listings. You've got Another Thing Coming by Judas Priest, Smoke on the Water, Deep Purple. It's A Long Way to the Top, AC/DC. Van Halen's Panama. No More Mr. Nice Guy, Alice Cooper. He's got the Everly Brothers, Nazareth, Inner Sandman, Holy Driver, Paradise City, The Wind Cries by Jimi Hendrix, Crazy Train by Ozzy, and Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin. All done by Pat Boone.
Oh man, okay. I'm getting ready to. I'm looking for it right now.
Yes, Pat Boone. I'm in a metal mood. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Yes.
Man, so like oh, there it is. Okay, got it. That sounds amazing, by the way.
Yes. Like I said, it is deeply terrible and wonderful at the same time. Okay.
Do you know
All
who
right.
Richard Cheese is?
No.
Okay, Richard Cheese does these songs in like the style of like Frank Sinatra.
Oh, sure. Okay.
And it's phenomenal.
Okay.
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
All right. Number 4 is Friends in Low Places.
Okay.
Against
And stop.
Are You Down with OPP?
Well, see, if you're down with OPP, you're likely to have friends
in
in low places. So with that being said, we're going to go with Naughty by Nature, OPP. That's who's winning that one.
Well done. I think OPP took out both of the country songs that I have on here. Hey,
It's going to be that way sometimes. It's
You know,
okay.
hey.
All right.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
And 1 for Thriller
Thriller. Okay.
against.
Oh, stop.
Okay, Brian.
I was trying some peanut butter.
Thriller.
It's amazing. Okay. So we got
Against-
Thriller versus.
Straight Outta Compton.
Not fair. Not fair. Not fair. I don't know if I can pick. Not
We
fair.
talked a little bit about NWA.
Yeah.
as
How did
well.
yeah. Not fair. So the category is again most iconic 80s, right? Like really.
These are
what's-
generational songs. Yeah.
Okay. Me personally, I would listen to Straight Outta Compton more than Thriller. However, when you look at generational songs of the 80s, you got to give it a Thriller. But Straight Outta Compton, and that should have made the list. Straight Outta Compton is the song, the importance of NWA, the movie if you've never seen it.
Yeah.
All of that is fantastic. But in this particular battle, I'm sorry, we're going to give it to Michael Jackson Thriller.
All right. Okay. And it's time to spin.
And stop.
All right. Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Versus stop.
And against Living on a Prayer.
Thriller.
Thriller against
Yes.
Living on a Prayer. No thought needed.
If the zombies come to New Jersey, though, I think New Jersey's winning. But in this case, we'll give it a Thriller. Okay.
Gotcha. All right, you are down to 3 left. You have Thriller, Never Gonna Give You Up, and OPP.
Oh, nice. Okay. Spinning and stop.
All right, so this is Never Gonna Give You Up
Okay.
against. This is gonna be Thriller
Spin
or OPP.
and yeah, stop.
All right, and that is OPP. Never Gonna Give You Up.
Yes.
Are you gonna give up on the other people's property?
You know what? Again, the Rick roll continues to roll, and we're gonna go with Rick Astley.
Rick Astley, Never Gonna Give You Up.
I love that song also because there's so many people who don't know the name Rick Astley, but if you play that song, they absolutely love it. And we talked about Ted Lasso earlier. The episode, I think it was season 2, it may have been season 3, but I think it was season 2. It was season 2, where they have the funeral episode and they have Never Gonna Give You Up as in that scene, ocular perspiration everywhere. So Rick continues to roll, but now that gives us Thriller versus Rick Astley. And
Yeah.
as much as it breaks my heart, Rick, you had a hell of a run, but the roll stops here. You can't talk about iconic songs from the 80s and 90s and put Thriller in it and not have it win. So
Yeah.
Thriller is winning this one.
And I think that's probably the right choice. I debated on putting either Thriller or Bad in there, but you know what? What is your favorite Michael Jackson song?
Rock With You is probably my favorite Michael Jackson song, but he's got so many. Bad Astley, not the biggest fan. Bad's not bad. Bad isn't a bad song. Thriller, Beat It, obviously are really big there.
Eddie Van Halen does the guitar and Beat It. Yeah.
Oh, nice. So there's a lot of
credited too.
Yes.
And Eddie asked for it. There's a cool story about that where he was like, "No, you can't credit me because I can't do anything for anybody else according to my contract with Van Halen."
Oh,
and so
nice.
he actually rewrote what Michael wanted to do, and Michael was like, "This is way better." Which is Eddie Van Halen.
Yes.
RP, one of the greatest good guitarists that has
probably
ever
most
lived.
underrated as well, because you just don't hear his name mentioned up there with the greats. You hear Clapton in that group a lot, but Eddie Van Halen is fantastic. But I want, before we finish this, as we were talking about Bon Jovi earlier, do you think Bon Jovi would have been as popular if the name of the group would have been Sambora?
No. No.
What about Bertinelli? Okay, now we'll just move forward. All right,
Bon Jovi.
Yeah, I think that's how the name really is, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, sir. That was a hell of a gauntlet. I enjoyed it.
All right, man. It is time for your games for me.
All right, we're gonna keep the same theme going and go Rated Nerd. So I love about this between your gauntlet and my group. A lot of songs that we wanted to put on the Mount Nerdmore didn't make it. They're featured in both of our games. Again, we think a lot alike. So here we go. So now I'm drifting more into the 90s here. So I pulled up, you might want to grab a sheet of paper. I got some names to give you. But what I pulled up were the number one songs of each year of the 90s, going from 90 to 99. So there's 10 songs, all right? So I'm going to give you their names. But what my task for you, Brad, is to tell me during the 90s, if you can figure out the top 5, so half the list. So I'm going to give you the entirety of the list, but I want you to basically, if you can figure out who were in the top 5.
Okay, top 5 out of 10.
Yep. So here we go. So in 1990, the number one song was Vision of Love by Mariah Carey. In 91 was Everything I Do It For You by Bryan Adams. I'm not going to hold against he spells Brian with a Y. They spelled it wrong, but that's okay. Then we mentioned earlier, 92, End of the Road by Boyz II Men. 93, Dream Lover by Mariah Carey. Proof that they did rule the 90s, I'll Make Love to You was number 1 in 94 by Boyz II Men. A group we did not mention but should have, Waterfalls by TLC in 95. Los Del Rio and the Macarena was the number one song in 96. In 97, it was Mo Money, Mo Problems by Biggie and Puffy and Maze. So, one of them is dead and one of them may wish he was. Okay. 98, The Boy Is Mine by Brandy and Monica. And then we start making that shift to the 2099. The number one song was Genie in a Bottle by Christina Aguilera. By the way, as you're thinking about this, think about people who make really image shifts. Christina with that first album and Christina when Dirty came out. Talk about making some basic and by the way, Christina, we support that decision that you made in all things, in all ways. Yes. So I'm going to give it a list again, which is Vision of Love in 1990, Everything I Do It For You in 91, End the Road in 92, Dream Lover in 93, I'll Make Love to You in 94, 95, Waterfalls, 96, The Macarena, 97, More Money, More Problems, 98, The Boy Is Mine, and 99, Gin in a Bottle. So Brad, to make this a little easier on you, my friend, I'm not even gonna task you with ranking them. I just want you from these 10, tell me which 5 you think sold the most copies. So you don't even got to give them in order. Just the top 5. Which
Okay.
one we think is the top 5?
Genie in the Bottle.
Okay, you got Genie in the Bottle. All right.
Macarena.
Okay.
End of the Road.
Okay.
Everything I do for you.
Okay.
And one more.
Yes.
Oh, Waterfalls.
You got 3 out of 5. So
right,
let me tell you the ones you got. One second, let me make sure I mark them correctly. All right. So you have you started with Gin in a Bottle. That came in at number 5. Second, you had Everything I Do, which is sold 1.4 million copies. Everything I Do It For You, you mentioned as second, but that was the number 1, sold 4.1 million copies. If you remember 91, you could not get away from this song. It was everywhere. I think it may have been more popular than the movie. And Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves was a good movie, but that song was everywhere. It brought Bryan Adams back. No one had heard of Bryan Adams in like a decade. And then they were like, he's back. All right. And then the Macarena, you listed. Where you were off was, you said you picked the wrong Boys to Men song. You said End of the Road. It was I'll Make Love to You. And then you said Waterfalls by TLC. They were just off. It was The Boy Is Mine. The Boy Is Mine was extremely popular.
Yeah, it was
when it came out. So this is how they rank up. 1 through 5 is Everything I Do For You by Bryan Adams. Number 2, The Macarena. Less said about that, the better. The 90s was an interesting time, folks. The Boy Is Mine, I'll Make Love to You, and then Genie in a Bottle. So you got 3 out of 5. Fair play there, sir. Great job.
All right, man.
Then I got one more for you.
Yeah.
All right. So I have the top 5 selling artists throughout the 90s. This one, I do want to see if you can get them in order. So here they are in alphabetical order. And then I want to see if you can rank them in 1 through 5. All right.
Okay.
So they are in alphabetical order: Celine Dion, Garth Brooks, Mariah Carey, Nirvana, and Whitney Houston. I give them to you again in alphabetical order. They are Celine Dion, Garth Brooks, Mariah Carey, Nirvana, and Whitney Houston. Rank them 1 through 5. 1 meaning they sold the most, down to number 5.
And this is just for the 90s, right?
This is just for the 90s.
Okay.
Before you answer, I want to add one thing. The 90s is when streaming music started. So streaming music will have an impact on some of these. So just throwing that out there.
Okay.
But please go for it, sir.
So I'm automatically thinking Garth is going to be number 5.
Garth is saying it's number 5?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's see
5
here.
meaning the lowest. We'll make sure we're doing the right way. Okay.
Oh, 5 is the lowest. Yep.
Yep. Okay. Perfect.
Man, everybody loved that. Loves Celine Dion. It's either got to be her, Whitney, or Mariah for number 1, 2, or 3. Okay, so I'm gonna say 4 is Nirvana. Okay, because I really think Celine, Mariah, or Whitney is going to be the top 3.
Okay.
My heart is really, really telling me that it's going to be, but Mariah had a lot of hits in the 90s. You know what? I Will Always Love You was so, yeah. I'm going to say 1 is Whitney. I'm going to say 2 is Mariah, and 3 is Celine Dion. So Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Celine Dion, Nirvana, and Garth Brooks.
For the first time ever, I will say you got none of them correct, sir.
Oh.
None of them correct. You were so close on these, though. So the true order is number 1 was Celine Dion.
Oh,
Garth
man.
came in at number 2.
What?
Yes.
Garth? Wow.
Yes. Hang on. Wait a minute. Make sure I get. Yeah. Garth came in at number 2. Whitney Houston came in at number 3. Mariah was at number 4, and Nirvana came in at number 5.
Wow. Okay, that does really surprise me, man. That one really surprises me in a good way.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what it was is from little research, the streaming of music and what carries Celine Dion. So if it was just based on units sold based on albums, your list would have been probably more in line with what you have. But Celine Dion had massive streaming numbers, incredible streaming numbers.
Nice.
Okay? I would just say, because I also someone that I don't think I could have brought myself to go into the store and buy a Celine Dion album and walk out with my head held up. Okay. All right. But fair play there, my friend. Fantastic. And she was, so just to give you perspective again, in the 90s, Garth at number 2 had over 60 million units moved.
That's kind of shameless, man.
Yeah, and that's entire albums, not singles. The entire album, and people buy singles or stream singles more than they stream entire albums. But to give respect, why he was number 2, Celine Dion was 130 million, over double.
Jeez.
Over double.
Holy
if you look
cow.
up her net worth, Celine Dion, that's one of the reasons why she doesn't do albums anymore. She does shows in Vegas. The 90s, she made
She doesn't
money.
need
She made money. So she doesn't have to tour. Put me in Vegas, my fans will come to me, and they do. All right,
Absolutely.
sir. That was fun. Are you ready for our honest ad?
I am ready for the honest ad. Please be about the state fair.
It is not that will probably be next week. Today's honest ad is about a day that you and I should probably celebrate more often. Did you know, Brad, that August 16th, when we're recording, is National Rum Day? So
Rum as in the drink, not run, the thing that you do for exercise.
rum, R-U-M.
All right.
Okay.
Love it.
By the way, if you and I ever did a hip hop cover group, we're gonna be Rum DMC. All right.
Love it.
Here we go. So here's my honest ad for rum. Cuba, Jamaica, throughout the Caribbean, have enough of this drink and the stars you'll be seeing. Add cola, juice, tea, or an umbrella, whatever the cocktail, you'll be a happy fella. A single, a double, hell, a triple shot. This magical drink makes everyone look hot. Whether a one-night stand or marriage is your mission, no good decisions are made with this in your system. It gives you courage, humor, so much unearned charm. Just lock up the cows if you're drinking on a farm. Dr. Seuss had Hat and the Cat and green eggs and ham. I prefer a rum and coke when I'm in a jam. Please don't drink and drive, and be careful with your phone, because consequences still exist even once the rum is all gone.
Well done. Just like a steak pun. All right, man. I think it is time for some words of wisdom.
But we've got our Better Than Us Human of the Week,
Oh,
sir.
better than us human league, yes.
All right. I got to give it to this guy because I talked about last time we recorded how much I love the movie The Long Walk, and the antagonist of that movie is played by Mark Harmon. And I have just been rewatching Batman, the animated series, and just Mark Harmon does, and as well as The Fall of the House of Usher. Mark Harmon, if you set aside, and it's actually a bit of a shame, as great as he is, and as iconic as he was as Luke Skywalker, when you look at the
Mark
roles
Hamill.
what did I say? Mark Harmon?
Mark Hamill. Yeah,
I meant Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
I meant Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill. It's like, okay.
Yes,
cool.
yes. Not Jethro. But when you take out
Brian.
yes, the best laugh ever. But yes, when you take out Star Wars, his lesser known roles just show the versatility that he has, especially as a voice actor. So I've just been enjoying so many of the things he's been doing, not including the Star Wars universe. I just want to give shout out to the one and only Mark Hamill.
All right. Somebody has been watching a little bit too much of NCIS.
I have been. Well, you know what? Some days you just need a little Ziva in your life.
That's right. Absolutely. That is the right answer. For me, okay. Iowa State Fair is going on right now, and yes, I went to the fair yesterday, and it was a great time. We did some of the old timey photos, and we got our bucket of fries and our bucket of cookies and corn, and I got my corn dog, and I was very, very fastly, humbly, reminded of why I don't go to the fair. My wife, Kaylee, is my Better Than Us Human of the Week because she is working the fair every year. She loves to do it. It's to help a friend. And because of that, you are my Better Than Us Human of the Week, Kaylee Buten. And if you're going to the Iowa State Fair, stop by the Tea Factory and say hi that you listen to my podcast.
Hey. All right. All right, sir. Let's put a pin in it. I think we're done.
All right, man. It is time for our nerdy and questionable words of wisdom. Brian, take it away.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, thank you for joining us. Was the best part of our week, and we hope it's a really good part of your week. As you start off your week, please remember a few words of wisdom for your buddies, Brian and Brad. First off, no retreat, no surrender. And remember, the Goonies never say die.
If the music's too loud, you're too old. And if you're too old, you turn it up anyway. You can't hear shit anymore. Remember, never stop believing. You can't touch this. And if someone tells you to hit them baby one more time, don't. Laws have changed since the 90s. Keep your eyes peeled for TikToks and shorts dropping all week, and watch for those for your chance to jump into the chaos live. Don't forget to follow, like, drop a comment, leave a 5-star review. It's like a virtual high five. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. And before we go, if you've got a little furry friend at home that you miss and have been gone for a while, do me a favor. Go to the Tube of the Used or the Amazon actually, and buy my kid's book, When My 9 Lives Are Gone. Man, I screwed that one really up, didn't I? When My 9 Lives Are Gone. It's available now on the Amazon stores and at the local bookstore here in Ankeny, Walls of Books.
Hey.
No matter what universe you call home, thanks for spending a little time in ours. Until next time, keep your bat signal lit.
Bye-bye, folks.
Bye-bye.